3 avatars were interested in making changes to their lives, while the other avatars were off socializing, building houses, and changing outfits. These 3 wanted more from their virtual environments. They wanted to use it to learn. Sue, 25, nursing student. Rick, 28, business management. Eduardo, 31, graphic designer. This is the true story, the true Hollywood story of Second Life, a virtual classroom. Second Life was created in the Linden Lab by CEO and founder Philip Rosdale, known on Second Life as Philip Linden. This is his avatar. The beta of Second Life began in March 13, 2002, when the first female avatar inhabited the island. What began as a social site soon moved into a rich classroom environment where students could learn virtually. The question was, were students able to learn in a virtual online environment? These 3 avatar teachers speak to us a little bit about what it's like to teach in a virtual classroom.
They are studying in their real-world classrooms. With Second Life, students can tour replicas of locations they would otherwise never visit. The Sistine Chapel or the inside of a Dell computer, all without setting foot outside of their real-world classroom. Many educational venues offer a virtual sandbox similar to this area in English Village, where students can experiment with building objects and environments. Learners can work together to collaborate on a project and co-create virtual 3D objects.
There are currently 122 universities teaching in Second Life. Second Life classrooms offer students an opportunity to collaborate on projects and work in online teams. One professor of the University of Texas asked his students to create a virtual world, and here's one of the final projects. Second Life provided an outlet for people who wanted to live life the way they wanted, controlling their look, personality, and how they interacted behind the screen. Innovators of Second Life live at the computer and are very experienced gamers. Early adopters were also very experienced gamers, but needed a little bit more direction. The best way to get an innovator's attention about Second Life was word of mouth. Who were the laggards? Entertainment Software Association says 1/4 of all video gamers are over 50, but this group is still the laggard in Second Life. The best way to get laggards on board with Second Life is to use those that have already adopted the software to teach them how to use it, and to also participate online with them, so it increases the social aspect. Top 5 reasons to use Second Life. Social scene. Free access. The ability to make and spend money. Building and sharing materials. Being able to create, adapt, or buy your own avatar. The S-curve had innovators at 2.5%, early adopters at 16%, early majority at 34%, late majority at 34%, and laggards at 16%. The need for Second Life was to fulfill a social outlet for people that feel more comfortable expressing themselves in a virtual setting. The research behind Second Life tells us the story of how the beta for Second Life was created in 2003 and became a hit within a year. This graph shows us the amount of avatars inhabiting land, and this graph shows us the number of repeated users. The exact number of active users is unknown, but at any given time, approximately 38,000 avatars are inhabiting Second Life. Commercialization. The interesting aspect about Second Life is it is the avatars that are making all the money. The first item created on Second Life was a giant beanstalk in 2003, and yet last month in 2010, 2,550 new items were created in one day and uploaded for sale in Second Life. In order to properly diffuse Second Life into a new school environment that is not necessarily specialized in technology, a centralized approach would work best. The training and development needs to come from a reliable, well-known, and confident source. When you look at the amount of people that frequent Second Life, it is not hard to surmise its ease and appeal to large audiences. I would recommend starting the program with teachers who are experienced in technology and then branching off until you have a successful adoption. Since this innovation has already hit critical mass, the most important role for a change agent would be number 3, which is the need to identify problems, which will help the adoption process. Second Life meets the educational needs of our tech-savvy students and the minds that they have cultivated using computers, smartphones, video games, and simulation devices. All of these tools meet in one central location where students can collaborate, solve problems, and see the future come to life in their creations. So what happened to our 3 suspects? They used their love for technology to help them successfully gain degrees in their area of expertise. The question now is, don't you want to fly? Fly off to a place where we enrich students with the latest technological advances and prepare them for a new life, a second life.
Second Life is not a game. It is a multi-user virtual environment. It doesn't have points or scores. It doesn't have winners or losers.
Oh, it has losers.
I signed up for Second Life about a year ago. Back then, my life was so great that I literally wanted a second one. In my second life, I was also a paper salesman, and I was also named White. Absolutely everything was the same, except I could fly.